Hi, today we will be learning about the average rate of change. So we will write a table first. This question is over which interval does G have an average rate of change of 0? So the first we will use answer A. So -2 and 0. And this will be under T points. Okay, so let's jump into it. So now we will do -2 first. So -2 minus 1 would be -3 to the power of 2. -3 times -3 would equal +9, but we also have to apply that subtraction symbol, so it would be -9. And then we would also have to add 5. So it would equal out to be -4. Okay, so now we will use 0 as t. So 0 minus 1 would be -1 to the power of 2 would be +1. But we also have to apply that subtraction symbol, so it would be -1. And then we would have to add 5 to it too, which would equal +4. So now that we have all of our parts, we are going to use them together to make a formula. So this formula we will have 0.2 and 0.1. So 2 and 1. So now the formula would be +4 take away -4. And so it actually equals out to being 4 plus 4, which would equal out to being 8. And now we're going to do the formula for t. So 0 take away -2. And this will also equal out to be a positive equation. So it would be 0 plus 2, which would equal 2. This is not G have an average rate of change of 0 because, as we can see, 8/2 would equal out as a mixed number to be 4, which is not average rate of change of 0. So we can X out this answer, this option, because it is incorrect. So now we will continue on option B. Okay, so we will write a new table, which will, or we can add on to our other table. Okay, so our points for option B are 1 and 4. Okay, so now we will start off with 1. So 1 take away 1 would equal out to 0. 0 to the power of 2 would be 0. And yeah, so 0 plus 5 would equal 5. So that's for point 1. So now for point 2, which is 4, we will be using 4 as t. So 4 take away 1 would be 3 to the power of 2. So 3 to the power of 2 would be 3 times 3, which equals out to be 9. But we have to apply the subtraction symbol. So it'll be 9. It'll be -9 plus 5. Okay, so negative 9 plus 5 would be equal out to be negative 4. Okay, so now we are going to create our formula. So our formula is so we're going to once again number our labels. So 1 will be and 2 will be 4. Okay, so we're going to do negative 4 take away 5, which will equal positive 1. But since 5 is negative, it will equal negative 9. And now we're going to do it with t. So formula 2 take away t. So how we write this out is 1, 4 take away 1, because we're using formula 0.2 first. So 4 take away 1 would be 3. So this is obviously not a 0 average change of 0 because negative 9 goes into 3 as negative 3. So this is obviously not 0. So we can cross out option B. Now we will use it for option C. So we're going to add on to our table again. And we're going to do negative 4 and negative 3. Okay, so now we're going to apply negative 4 as t. So negative 4 take away 1 would be negative 3. But since we can't do that, it would have to be, since this is negative and we're taking away 1, it wouldn't go positive. Instead, it would actually go more negative, which would be negative 5 to the power of 2. So negative 5 to the power of 2 is, so we're going to multiply 5 by itself. So 5 times 5, negative 5. So negative 5 times negative 5 would be positive 5. But we also have to apply the subtraction symbol. So it would be negative 25 plus 5, which would equal negative 20. Okay, so we know that there's negative 20 for negative 4, and now we're going to do the same for negative 3. So negative 3 minus 1 would be negative 4. So negative 4 to the power of 2 would be negative 4 times itself. So negative 4 times negative 4 would be positive 16. But there's also that subtraction symbol, so it would be back to negative 16. And then we have to add the 5. So negative 16 plus 5 would be negative 11. So negative 11 is for negative 3. Okay. So now we have our solutions. So now we're going to do the formula. So we're going to do G2 minus G1 and T2 minus T1. So let's start off with G. G2 So negative 11 minus negative 20 would equal positive 9. And then we would have t. So negative 3 minus negative 4. So since we have those, so it would be positive 1. So that's not an average rate of change because and it averages out to be 9, which is not even close to an average rate of change. So since all of these aren't the correct answer would be D. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you with your average rate of change. Thank you. Bye.